One of the most famous events, and let's say, one of the greatest disasters in human history, is the Titanic.
They told you the story. We tell you the truth. Welcome to Factslix.
According to the official story, the Titanic hit an iceberg on April 14, 1912, at 11:40 p.m., which damaged the starboard side of the hull and allowed water to flood into the ship. It's also said that the ship didn't have enough lifeboats, which is strange for a vessel of such caliber. All in all, it's a story everyone knows. Everyone believed it, so much that even movies and series were made about it. But of course, not everyone believed the official version. As the legend of the Titanic grew, so did human curiosity, and with it, the conspiracy theories. Today, I'll share with you several theories, one of which actually makes some sense. I'll start with the one that seems the most realistic to me. After doing a bit of research, you might seriously start to wonder if something like this could have really happened. Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus, and John Jacob Astor were among the richest men of their time. All three were passengers on the Titanic, and all three died. Now, you might be wondering, so many people died that night. What makes these three so special? The Rothschilds, as you might know, are considered one of the richest families in history. They are often connected with the idea of a new world order, wars, famine, and global manipulation, things they could profit from. The theory says that this family, along with other powerful bankers and even the man behind the Titanic, J.P. Morgan, deliberately destroyed the ship to eliminate these three wealthy men. But there were many rich people on board, right? Why target just these three? Because, allegedly, the Rothschilds and other bankers wanted to create a world bank and a Federal Reserve, and these three, especially Isidor Straus, were against it. Now, you might be asking, what exactly is the World Bank or the Federal Reserve? Let me explain briefly. The World Bank is officially described as an international organization meant to help countries develop and grow. But in reality, it's seen by many as an organization controlled by the ultra-rich, aimed at bringing independent nations under financial control through debt and false promises of progress. It all fits into the idea of a new world order. The Federal Reserve, on the other hand, controls America's money supply and ensures the stability of its economy. But it was the first to fall into the hands of a small group of powerful men. By the way, the Titanic sank in 1912, and the Federal Reserve was established in 1913. Coincidence? Maybe, or maybe not. But there's more. In 1898, a man named Morgan Robertson wrote a book called Futility: The Wreck of the Titan. The story was about a luxurious ship that seemed unsinkable. It sailed too fast across the North Atlantic in April, hit an iceberg, and sank because it didn't have enough lifeboats. Sounds familiar, right? Even stranger, that book was published 14 years before the Titanic tragedy, and the author, he was reportedly poisoned a few years after the real Titanic sank. Now, listen to this. J.P. Morgan himself, the man who financed the Titanic, was supposed to be on the ship, but he canceled his trip at the last minute. His friend, Milton Hershey, also canceled at the last moment, and later founded a famous food company. The Titanic had no red flares to signal for rescue, only white flares, which meant everything is fine. It was also the first ship of its kind that could electromagnetically close its lower decks, literally trapping people inside. Captain Edward Smith was one of the most respected captains of his time. He would never simply ignore iceberg warnings, and yet he did. Or maybe he was told to. Some believe it wasn't the Titanic that sank, but its twin ship, the Olympic. The Olympic had been damaged in a previous naval accident and wasn't covered by insurance, so the owners allegedly swapped the ships and sank the damaged one for profit. Others claim a fire broke out before departure, and the captain sped up to reach New York sooner. But fate had other plans. There's even a theory that a German submarine fired a torpedo, though no one ever saw one. Maybe it was all just a race, a competition between shipping companies, and the Titanic simply went too fast to beat its rival. Still, none of these theories feel as convincing as the first one, the one about the Federal Reserve, power, and control. Because 1 year after the Titanic sank, the world changed forever. Now, I'll let you decide. Do you think any of these theories sound realistic? And one more thing. Those who control so much money and power often forget that in the end, both the rich and the poor leave this world with nothing. If only humanity used that same energy to help one another, instead of chasing greed, this world might have been a better place. Thank you all for watching. A like and a subscribe would mean a lot. Until next time, goodbye. Oh, and before I forget, there was room for both of them on that platform.